Okay, guys, as I mentioned in a previous video, I am experimenting with sharing more student work because, after all, it's all about the students and it's all about you guys that make the course what it is. So I wanted to showcase as many as I can, and I've had a couple people volunteer to share their work. So this is Julie, and she recorded a 40-second track for us to share, and I just want to showcase it and see how we can learn from Julie's work and how we can learn from other students' work in the future. So let's start with Julie's track right now. Let's see how it went, and maybe we'll learn something. Let's see. Okay, awesome. It's really cool. It's definitely something I could listen to if I was driving or if I was like working out, if I ever worked out. But that's another problem. Anyway, so the beat was steady. The loops were in sync with the beat, so that's a huge part of it. Just making sure that they're in sync, so that it's not sounds like a big mess, right? You want to make sure that it sounds good, and this sounds really good. It sounds like in sync with all the loops are in sync with each other. One suggestion I would have for the future is to make sure that the metronome is off. So the metronome, of course, is this right here, up here, the metronome. So if I'm playing this song, I'm gonna put this song. It's a 4/4 right now. Um, when you play a song, you get this click sound. So if you don't turn off this button right here, the metronome, when you make your final mix, then it will have the click in your final mix. So you got to make sure the metronome is off. Okay, so that's one thing. I mean, you could barely notice it, but because I've heard so many GarageBand songs, I can hear it. But I'm sure now you're gonna be able to hear it because I pointed it out. But it's definitely still a really good song with or without the click. But something to keep an eye out for in the future. So I really like the way it started out. I like the way that it kind of just had this. It was very dynamic. It started off really loud and it had that quick, turn where all of a sudden it got like kind of mellow with the strings, and then at the end, she threw in some synths, and the synth sounded cool. It was really good, really kind of just upbeat and to the point. I liked it. So let's hear it one more time. Yeah, that's the part I like when it kind of breaks down like that. So, something to take note of in the future. Like dynamics are really interesting to listen to, and they make the song kind of come more to life, as opposed to having a song that's just constantly loud or constantly quiet. Take a note from classical music, really. Like, I mean, think about classical music when you had parts where things all of a sudden just got really loud and nuts, and all of a sudden a little bit later, all of a sudden things got really soft. Um, like talking about Mozart, talking about Beethoven, you can use that kind of idea of dynamics in your music, even if it's GarageBand. So make sure that you're keeping all that stuff in mind. I know it's a lot to think about, but this is part of the creative process, trying to figure out what kind of effect you want to have on the listener. So awesome! Thank you so much, Julie, for sharing this. Really appreciate it. And if you want to share your songs, feel free to look up the discussion board and look up my email and send me a song.